So if you were with us for the last video, you remember that Dame Dash was going at 50 Cent. Cameron and Charlemagne got it the worst from him when he straight up looked Charlemagne in the face and told him,
"I've never heard you say one thing bad about Jay-Z, not one. I've never seen you say one word, because you talk bad about a lot of people, but you never said one time. So I'm thinking to myself, either you got a crush on this man or he's paying you."
Well. Somehow we got a report just in time that dropped hours ago, and based on what I've observed, I've never seen these many people agree with Dame Dash on anything. And it all started with this. A 6-person community advisory committee is about to vote on the $5.4 billion Times Square casino bid by SL Green, Caesars, and Rock Nation in this conference room around the corner from where it would be built. Outcome seems like a toss-up. More than 2 no's would kill it. Updates to come. And shortly after we got the update, casino has been rejected 4-2. SL Green CEO Mark Holliday just approached the CAC members after the vote to harangue them. What you did here today was despicable.
You know it. We met the standard and then some, and the only one with courage to stand up is the governor and the mayor appointees, and everybody else runs and hides. Go run and hide. Because what you did, the benefits you denied this community and this city and state, you have to live with that history forever.
Now, before this was rejected by the CAC, we got this from Jay-Z that's now been revisited after the decision to reject the casino. In a new interview, Jay-Z discussed how to make the casino project beneficial to Black and working class communities that have historically been impacted by gambling and gambling addiction. Gambling addiction is a serious issue that isn't unique to Black or working class communities. We are committed with providing resources for everyone. Caesars Palace has one of the most comprehensive responsible gaming programs, and their long-standing record is a major reason why they are our partner. The project brings positive, lasting benefits through meaningful partnerships and investment, from supporting cultural institutions like the Civil Rights Museum to uplifting local theaters such as Town Hall and Sony Hall. Our goal is to create opportunity and ensure this project delivers real value to the communities that need it the most. And now that the project has been rejected, Jay-Z has been getting cooked en masse for using the Black angle. Jay-Z is always trying to pass off a business venture as some kind of social cause. Come on, bro, it is a freaking casino, and it only went up from here. Building a casino in the backyard of people who have gambling addictions to help their addiction. This dude acting like he's giving methadone to heroin addicts. Jay is always trying to intellectualize his hustles. And it is crazy out here on social media how this has been flipped on Jay-Z. He really thinks if he adds Black in front of the most greedy exploitative idea, that will make it okay. And based on most of the popular responses so far, many people on social media aren't buying the Black angle from Jay-Z anymore. And he's been pretty much included in that billionaires club. And this also blew up. Y'all be saying people only get outraged when it is him or his wife, but they are constantly framing their evil bomb capitalist ventures as liberation for Black people. They don't get flogged enough.
Chill. Yeah, hold up.
And you might be wondering, how did Dame Dash get dragged into this? Well, following the story we covered in the last video.
So I'm thinking to myself, either you got a crush on this man or he's paying you.
And now linked to this, the Breakfast Club co-host went on X to vent about the casino getting rejected. Today I went to a press conference about the casino Jay-Z is trying to bring to Times Square. After attending, I realized we are really our own biggest haters. We as in humans, not even just Black people. As a human race in general, we are just miserable haters, yo. LOL. Because ain't no reason why anyone should be speaking against that damn casino comment at all. I'll be talking about the press conference tomorrow in detail. And they took the discussion to the Breakfast Club, and it went exactly how you would expect.
If it was meant to be, it would have been, but I just wonder, how does that state board justify not wanting all those hundreds of millions of dollars being invested into that community? Like, who's gonna make that kind of investment into Times Square in that community now?
I'm not for sure.
Like, and I love going to Broadway. I go to Broadway plays all the time. I take my daughter to Broadway plays, but that Broadway audience is very old. I don't know if Broadway is attracting a younger audience. So what's going to happen 5 years from now? What's Times Square going to look like?
I'm not for sure. I can tell you though. Well, first of all, that audio that was SL
the CEO of SL
yeah,
Green.
the CEO of SL Green, Mark Holliday, and it was a six-person committee that he was speaking to that decided to make that vote. Now, I will tell you, people are pretty upset. Like, there are people who are upset that people even wanted this to happen in the first place, as we know. But there are people that feel like it should have happened. But there are people who are mad that things like this are happening. That this CEO, but then also Des Perez, who is Jay-Z's right hand, are coming out and making statements about this, stating that this is something that the community needed. So we received a statement from Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez, and she was responding to the bid being denied, and she said, "Thank you to Governor Hochul and Mayor Adams for standing up for NYC. Unfortunately, not every politician has the courage and the foresight to do what's right for their constituents."
Like I said, 5 years from now, what is Times Square going to look like? Who is going to make this kind of investment in the Times Square? When you look at all the benefits that they were going to provide, all of the dollars that they were going to provide, where's that money going to come from now? Like, what is Times Square going to look like 5 years from now?
Yeah, I got to say this because we're talking about people being appointed and voting. This is why voting local matters. Mm-hmm. So we spend a lot of time talking about what's going on with the president, what's going on with Congress. This is what actually makes a difference, guys, local politics. When you talk about 6 people on a board being able to make this type of decision of billions of dollars, this is how you look into who got appointed. How did they get on the board? How do you vote them in or out? So just want to throw that out there, guys. If you want to make a difference, get involved in the local level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a conversation that's been started as well, too, from this, is that voting conversation.
And boy, this has now added fuel to the fire as dragging Jay-Z only intensified. Dame Dash was right. LOL, these bozos are Roc Nation's puppets, and some users are wondering why they care so much about a casino. They are crying over a casino. LOL, not affordable housing, not programs for the community. A casino. LOL. And we are getting near quotes of Dame Dash. Charlemagne definitely has a crush on that man, and he's being paid by him. And this user included both, when even Dame Dash suggested that it is either a crush or he's getting paid. And more, all I'ma say, y'all maybe don't like Dame Dash delivery, but he was right about these people on Breakfast Club. And some Drake fans seized the opportunity to strike. These same people make think pieces every time Drake makes a stick post, and suddenly a casino is good for the community, the same community that are actively protesting against it. And now an excerpt from Vanity Fair's article is blowing up that included this. The rap legend recruited everyone from Alicia Keys to Al Sharpton to Charlemagne the God to land a $5.4 billion gambling palace in Times Square. He didn't count on one thing: theater kids. And here's the excerpt that blew up on X. Early on, the Times Square group approached State Senator Liz Kruger. She may have been a diehard gambling opponent. "I voted against bingo in church basements," she once told me, but she controlled one of the 6 votes on the Times Square CAC. In a Zoom meeting, she said the casino team asked her if she wanted to meet Jay-Z. "Why? I don't like his music particularly," she recalled saying. They are like, "You don't want to meet Jay-Z? Well, you know who he's married to."
It's cold, sis. It's ice cold.
She didn't meet Beyonce, nor did she get together with Mr. Carter. And the reactions to this excerpt have been all over the place, but for the most part, Jay-Z and Beyonce are getting dragged. She said, "Nas clears." One person expanded, and another one. The greed is starting to show, and they can't disguise it as black empowerment. And since that excerpt also sparked takes about how Jay-Z uses Beyonce to his advantage, some people aren't buying it, as they believe she's in on it. When she does something good, Beyonce was the mega mind boss, genius businesswoman who had complete control over it. When she does something bad, then Beyonce was this helpless little lamb who had no choice in the matter and didn't know anything about it. And I knew that I had seen it all when this blew up on X. If I was still a gambling man, I'd bet cash money that within the next decade, Beyonce and Jay-Z will open a for-profit prison under the guise of improving prison conditions for minority inmates, and their loyal fans will pretend it is revolutionary.
Good Lord.
Now, to be fair, the Vanity Fair article literally stated that even Charlemagne was recruited to help make the project happen. So based on this, Dame Dash was correct. Obviously, I'm not from New York, and I wasn't recruited to support the project like Charlemagne was, but I'd love to hear from those of you who could have been affected by the proposed casino at Times Square. Was it a good idea or a greedy one? And I've never seen Dame Dash get so much support on social media. Dame Dash finally got some good news this week, LOL. And moving on, before we get to JID's take on how he made Fuel and Animals with Eminem, it seems like Eminem announcing the new milestone for the STANS documentary that became the biggest of all time on Paramount Plus looks to have reopened wounds for some fans who feel, quote, shortchanged, and these fans have been going off on Reddit. I'm sick of this excuse for the STANS documentary personally, and I know I'm not alone, but I didn't like the STANS documentary. I watched it in the cinema the first day it came out and was excited for it, but it was far too fan-centric. I had expected a bit more content from Eminem himself. Instead, all we saw was sob stories from a bunch of delusional weirdos. Eminem stood outside his old house grounds and which spray he uses for his throat. The fans were creepy as hell, except maybe one or two. They don't paint genuine Eminem fans in a good light. But the excuse that is thrown around is, oh, but it is about STANs. They picked the right group of people because they were slightly creepy, and Stan himself was a weirdo. Have people not grasped that Stan was a fictional character, and Eminem himself has said it is not based on a true character? So why are we glorifying and excusing people who are clearly mentally ill under the same domain as a fictional character from a song? People are justifying this behavior all based on a persona that doesn't exist. I was honestly cringing watching the film. It is definitely not watch-worthy in my eyes. And while some have fired back with, Stan has a different meaning nowadays. Obsessed, yes, but in the song, that Stan was suicidal and homicidal. Stans in society is what is depicted in the documentary. Like it or not, it does a good job explaining it. But clearly some fans can't get over the quote creepy side of things, as they agree with the OP. Say it louder for the people in the back. What grinds me most is these are the weirdos he was talking about in his earlier works, like The Way I Am, that wouldn't leave him alone. Now we are glorifying this creepy behavior in a documentary. Now I wouldn't call that glorifying, more like an insight. And as far as I know, JID has been brought up the most when it comes to what people believe to be the bad side of the documentary based on the comments I've seen on Reddit. And that's understandable. But do you agree? This documentary needed more of Eminem and less of these weirdo freaks complaining about their lives. Or are these Redditors just doing a little too much because they wanted more of Eminem and he's a recluse? And moving on, we got to hear from JID about how the collaborations with Eminem were recorded.
What was the Eminem recording situation? Was it a sending or was it a session?
It was sending. It was sending for the first one. For both of them, it was sending. But with conversations that we had, back and forth conversations, and it was calm, bro. FaceTimes, all of that shit.
FaceTimes with Marshall.
Yeah, cool. It's my dog.
That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, bro. Especially like, yeah, it's just a great moment, bro. Like hip hop, y'all just really be trying to push like the writers, bro. Like any artist that really write and care about your craft, bro. Like please do not take any shortcuts, type shit. Cause I feel like I ain't take no shortcuts. You know what I'm saying?
And in my opinion, this is the not so great part about the modern day collaboration. Back then, they'll be in the studio, they'll make multiple songs across multiple sessions, even build up some real life chemistry and could become legit friends. But now they send verses over the internet, and I believe a lot is lost using this method. But it is certainly more convenient, that's for sure. And that will be all for today, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.